So I have always had pretty brittle nails and a little bit of a tendency to want to pick at them a lot, so they never grow out. They always break, and they always look pretty bad. I used to spend tons of money on acrylic nails, which I do love, unless you're trying to pick up bobby pins, but it's just not sustainable financially. Now, this video is not about green products. There are some chemicals in this, but this has been a good way for me to get my pretty long and beautiful nails with being able to do this at home and not that big of a deal. I don't have to do that much stuff. So step one, I'm just gonna throw this out there, is not just your nail routine, but also what you're eating. So for me, especially being pregnant, I'm able to kind of explore this a little bit more because I'm getting sucked of all my nutrients so fast by the baby all the time. I've noticed that if I'm not taking all my vitamins, then all of a sudden my nails start getting more brittle and easier to break. And if I am on top of not just my vitamins, but my nutrition and everything, then my nails, I find all of a sudden within days will just start getting super strong. And that could mean vitamin D, fish oil, or whatnot. It depends on kind of you and your body. But making sure that you're actually staying healthy. Nails are a reflection of what's going on inside. So that being said, assuming that you are doing your best to be healthy, here's kind of how I approach my routine. So I purchased this sensational nail kit. It's $16, I think, on Amazon. It's been a while since I've gotten it. It's just a dinky little UV light. It comes with nail polish and all the starter stuff. I found that the nail polish, for some reason, when I put it on the first time on fresh nails, it lasts 3 weeks, doesn't chip, it's beautiful. Once I take the polish off and try to put it on again, it lasts 2 days and then things start chipping. I don't know what it is about the second time around. Same pattern happens with my sister, my mom, every time I do other people's nails. So the colored part gets really frustrating, especially with me. Once things start chipping, I start kind of picking at it. So my mom had a great idea one time. She's like, look, I don't want to deal with the color. I just want some clear to help my nails grow and for it to look nice. So that's kind of what I've been doing, and it's perfect because if it chips at all, you can't really tell. So it lasts much longer, and a lot of people actually compliment me on the natural look of just the clear groomed nails with the polish. So that's kind of what I switched. I ran out of the one that the Sensational Nail Kit gave, so I just bought some of this stuff. You could probably buy whatever. This was just on Amazon. It's a top coat and a base coat that I use. So I have the kit. When this runs out, this is just alcohol pretty much. So I just fill it with standard alcohol. And then the only other thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need some basic manicure stuff if this is what you like to do, which would be, you're gonna need like a pretty good nail file. And then I will also use this trimmer, a little cuticle pusher, and then for the end of the job, some cuticle cream. I also carry another set of cuticle cream and another set of a nail file. I want to say in my purse, but realistically I found that actually carrying it in my car is the best way to do it, because in my purse I never search for it thinking, oh, I need to file my nails. But how many times are you at a traffic light and you're waiting for the light to turn red and you can't be on your phone? And so I have my cuticle and my nail file just in the door or in the cup holder, and I just kind of trim things or fix things as I go so that everything's good to go. I do recommend, if you do want to carry a nail file in your purse, one thing that really helps is as soon as you start to feel a nick in your nail, just smooth that out really quick, because I guarantee if you leave it on for half a day, you'll probably just rip it off. So that's one thing I've noticed, that I do have to kind of, if I start to get a little indent or nick into one of my nails, I do need to pretty within like an hour or two, probably smooth it out. Takes 2 seconds, but that way I won't get my OCD and wanting to rip off all my nails. So that's kind of where I keep my stuff. But how to do my nails, I do this about once every 2 weeks or 3 weeks. First I'm going to do a very basic manicure. I'm just going to soak my fingers in some warm water, just for 5 minutes, maybe enough to soften up the cuticles. Then I'm gonna push the cuticles. Now I do not believe in cutting. Once you push, if you see something really sticking out, I'll kind of trim, and then I'll trim maybe some of the hangnails on the side. But I keep it very non-aggressive, keep it very simple. And then probably actually before you soak your nails, you want to file and shape your nails before the nail gets like too wet. But you could also probably do this after you put the alcohol and it dries the nails back out a little bit. Then I'll file the nails into roughly the shape I want. Now when you first start this, if you're like me and your nails are so short, they're like right on the skin because you've ripped all your nails off, there's not much filing. You just kind of have to like do a 1-2 brush over. So I'm gonna get started on this. Now, one nail salon lady told me about with nail files is to always go in the same direction, but not to go back and forth. Otherwise, it just breaks the nail like that. No matter how many times I do this, trying to cut with my left hand is the scariest thing in the world. I have no coordination on my left side. Okay, so once the basic manicure part is done, and that probably takes me 20 minutes, depending. You do not have to do that part. I've done manicures that have lasted without having to do all of that. You can just file the nail and do the rest of this. But if you're watching TV or something, listening to a podcast or whatnot, then just incorporate that into the day and it's not that big of a deal. So I'm gonna lightly buff the whole top of my nail. Don't go overboard on this and actually thin out the nail, but you wanna just rough up the surface just enough so that the gel will adhere to it. When you're buffing, it's easy to do just the top, but try to get around the whole ridge of the nail because that's where I find that things tend to lift easily. It never really starts in the middle of your nail, right? It always starts around the base and the cuticle. So that's kind of a good spot to make sure that you haven't left any of this spot too smooth. So those are the main parts I actually try to rough up. From there, I have a non-lint, and I've made that mistake, do not get lint. Non-lint wipe, put some of the alcohol on it, and you just kind of do a wipe over of everything. It removes the dust, the particles, and it dries out your nail a little bit enough for the next step, which is, this is the part that's probably the most chemically, at least from what it smells. So if you are pregnant, I have to recommend to wear a mask, and not just a dust mask, but like an N95 or something that blocks a little bit more fumes than just particle dust, and open up the window. So I don't have, I can't find my mask, so I'm taking one for the team right now. But yeah, if you're concerned about that, and even if you're not pregnant, it's probably better to have a good mask anyway. So you're just gonna coat around the entire nail bed with each one, and this is kind of like their primer nail prep. I have not had to refill this, so this goes a long way. It's outlasted the alcohol and all the nail polish, so you don't have to rebuy those. Also, one thing to keep in mind, if you are super concerned about toxicity, is that even with a mask and venting for your lungs, obviously our skin sucks up the chemicals. So if you're really worried about that, then this may not be something you're comfortable with while you're pregnant. Okay, so now we're on to the painting. So you pop these on your nails. Now how I usually do it is I do my 4 nails, then my 2 thumbs, and then my 4 nails. You put it under the UV light for 30 seconds each for the clear coats. If you're doing colored, it would tell you to do it for a minute, but I only need 30 seconds. While I'm waiting, I'm gonna also mention, this is what's so cool about just doing clear nail polish, is that it cuts down probably 10 minutes of your time, because if you're doing colored nails, you have to go clear, 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 and then colored, 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 or colored, colored, colored twice, and then clear, clear, clear. So I found that by just taking out the colored option, I've saved 10 minutes off of my manicure. So this is all done, my painting. Super easy. I'm gonna wet the same cloth again with more alcohol, and then you're gonna soak over the nails again. This kind of finishes out any sort of tackiness that might be left from the gel. It's kind of just their way to finish it. And then from there, I add some cuticle cream to my nails, and then that's it. All right, so that's it. There they are, looking good, and in probably 2 more rounds or sessions, I should have some decently looking nails. So let me know if you have any questions and comment below. Okay.